Hey guys, welcome to our movie review for Nightmare Alley. This is Guillermo del Toro's flick, who he even brought it up during the Game Awards. That little cross promotion between him
Silent Hill.
Kojima and Silent Hill, the motherfucker. I got excited and looked at the trailer. It looked kind of mysterious and, you know, thriller-ish, and it's Guillermo del Toro, so maybe some supernatural elements and stuff like that. So I was excited to go to the film. So let's do a little review for you. This mystery thriller starring Toni Collette, Bradley Cooper. I haven't seen him in anything in a while. And who else is in this? Ron Perlman. A lot of great actors. Willem Dafoe, who we just saw in Spider-Man.
Rooney
Mara.
Yeah. Okay, so how do I approach this? This is a long movie.
Yes.
It is 2 hours and 30 minutes, just like Spider-Man. It felt long. It's just a slow burn.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you right away that I think the trailer made me think it's something else. Because I went in expecting something, I didn't get what I was expecting.
Yeah.
However, what I did get was an extremely good story, some excellent acting, some good direction. However, it was missing some of the little bits that I was hoping for and I had a preconceived notion of. Guillermo del Toro, you're thinking monster bits and creepy, surreal stuff that has good atmosphere. And this film has great atmosphere. He gets that right. But there's none of, like, you know, monster, supernatural, that kind of stuff. Instead, this is more a mystery thriller, psychological, and it is very. It's let's see. It's like a depressing. You know, often my girl's like, you know what? I want to watch like a depressing good film.
Watch Pig.
Buster, you know, what is it?
Pig.
The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. You know, that's the kind of film that this is, and it kind of fits in that little realm. So, Nightmare Alley, not what I was expecting, but still good. I liked it. What did y'all guys think of Nightmare Alley?
I did enjoy it, although you pretty much nailed it. I was expecting something else, but the visuals and the set pieces and everything else, I really loved. The actors did great, but the story felt long. There's some scenes that kind of felt like drawn out and unnecessary, and like the third act kind of fell for me. So it was still an enjoyable watch, but you really feel like you're there forever.
I'm surprised that this got made. in our movie making atmosphere, 2021, I didn't think a film like this would get made. It's not a franchise. It's like a film that Quentin Tarantino was talking about in an interview I saw. It's like they don't make films where it's just like a good story. And it's just and that's all it is. It's a good story, and you're fully immersed in the story. You're not sure where the story's going to go, and that's the way this was for me. I had no idea where this was going, right, during the first act, during the second act. You could start to see things coming towards the end in the third act. It gets a little predictable in that way, but I was already invested in the characters and on board enough that I thought that I was like, all right, cool, great story. What did you think, Alex?
I liked it. I think it was a little... Not a lot self-indulgent. It was very long. It was almost gratuitous. I'm not super surprised it got made. I mean, it's a remake. It's a story that people are kind of familiar with.
Oh yeah,
and the last book. There's a book, and then there was a really old movie. I haven't seen or done anything, but this was so totally fresh. But also, the last weird movie he made won Best Picture at the Oscars. So I mean, he's got a big name. So I'm glad he did it. This is not for everybody.
He kind of gets to do what he wants.
Yeah.
With some of the studios.
He's hot right now.
Yeah.
He's so hot. If you were not in the mood to sit for a long, slow burn movie, I think people are going to hate this movie. Yeah. I didn't. I was totally in the mood for this. This is actually what I expected. I was surprised that you guys thought something different.
I think because Guillermo del Toro, because the Game Awards, because of my brain is Pacific Rim. By the way, he released what his sequel would have been if he was in charge of it, which was the kaijus are actually ancient humans, and there's human pilots in the kaijus or something like that. It was fucking crazy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's like Gladiator 2 story. No, thank you. Yeah, but I did like it. I think the acting was incredible. It was slow. I mean, you definitely feel the run time here. This is not like Spider-Man where you close your eyes, you open your eyes, and the movie's over, and you just 2.5 hours pass, and you're thrilled. There's time I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm not bored. But come on, dude. Like, let's get things going. But I did enjoy it. I don't think it's amazing, but I think this is a good film. I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah, it's an experience film. And in order to get that experience, you're going to have to go through highs and lows, good parts, slower parts. We're talking themes in the film of there's carnies. If you like carnival type films and stuff, and the life of carnies, you're gonna enjoy this film. There's camaraderie, but then there's depravity, and there's betrayal, and then there's just sick, twisted people, and there's danger, and there's an impending doom. When you're heading to the third act, you see a huge train wreck coming, and you can't stop it. It's coming, and Bradley Cooper's character, Sam.
It's a very low speed train wreck because it's not moving as quick.
Stan,
as the
right?
train
Yeah.
It's just like it's moving real slow, and you're like,
no. Towards the end, but I want to know how it ended. I wanted to see, where, I knew where it was going, and then, it went there, and that was a good story for me. And God damn, the final line of the film, it feels like, damn, man, I watched a 2.5-hour film to really load that last line with truth. Like, that last line hit so fucking hard that it was almost worth the experience for all that, the last line in this film. We can tell you what it is in the spoilers. Really puts a fucking bow on it. And not, like a happy bow, but a truth bow on everything, and you're like, whoa, okay, cool. So, well executed, and a good film. Now, do I recommend you go out and see this in theaters? No. I think that you could wait and at home, see it at home, unless you really, really do love mysteries and thrillers. There's a noir element here that I haven't talked about that I wanted to talk about. I love the period that they chose. It's like right before World War II is happening. It's got the carnies, and then it's got the opulence later on as Bradley Cooper's character starts to get ambitious and try to take his act further. So definitely not what I expected. I don't know why I expected something way more psychological and supernatural and weird things happening. I think one of the trailers threw me off. But luckily, it was interesting enough to where I wasn't disappointed. So I overall enjoyed the story. So let's go. Unless you have more to say on the different things.
Unless
supporting cast. What about supporting cast?
I think the thing I was going to say is like the main ones were obviously Bradley Cooper and Kate. Everyone else kind of took a back seat.
There's one other character,
Rooney Mara, his wife,
but she really didn't do much. She was
the
just
psychologist.
Kate Blanchett.
Okay, I thought Kate was his wife. Okay,
just those two. Everyone else kind of took a back seat, even though, like, big name actors, acting was great, and I love the set pieces. I love the whole like circus environment. I love freak show and all that other stuff, and I liked the mystical element with the psychic stuff. It's one of my favorite things. Watching like James Randi, like exposing people.
I love this
stuff
James
like
Randi
that.
thing. This does have a James Randi kind of element to it.
I love that kind of stuff. But this one just felt kind of like too long. They kind of needed to trim it up for a bit.
You're right.
And the end,
I love
the third act kind of fell for me, but I loved it.
Okay.
I would say the highest I could go is a 7, a high 7 for me.
But that psychological warfare was so good between Kate Blanchett's character and Bradley Cooper's character. Like, that was...
that was good.
Why you would watch...
It's a good film,
Why you would watch the film. Alex...
I don't know. I'm stuck between a 7 or an 8 because it is slow, but I did really like it. And
because a movie's slow doesn't mean it's bad.
No. I mean, it's slow to the it's losing points because it's so slow. It's not. This is movie. You feel how long this movie is, and
I get that coming from y'all who hated sheep or lamb.
Oh no, I hated Lamb because that movie was bad.
That was just
Lamb was molasses. Lamb didn't even move a finger.
But it didn't go anywhere. So
it
it's like
didn't
this
go
movie is slow,
anywhere.
but it goes somewhere. Lamb doesn't go anywhere ever. It just kind of sits in
one spot.
the pile of shit, the sheep shit in the field, and it never leaves that pile. So I don't mind slow movies. It's just I like slow movies that don't feel slow. And you're just like, come on, like we're dwelling on things that don't end up going anywhere. And that's one of the issues I had. There's some things that they kind of briefly touched on that really don't go anywhere. And I
have to talk in spoilers.
yeah, I think that this is probably I'm gonna go with the 7. I like this movie. I think its runtime hurts it. I think that it could have done it could have done a little bit better. But I like this movie.
You're absolutely
yeah.
right.
If I'm like watching this on Netflix in my house, it'd be like fucking awesome.
Great Netflix watch it for sure.
Yeah, it's bleak. It is melancholy, depressing. But I was in it the whole way. The performances, the cinematography, the period, the carny, the psychological warfare, the impending conflict from flying too high to the sun, so to speak, kind of thing, and getting greedy. Even though you can see it coming, it was still entertaining. I was not bored at any moment. It's a slow burn that doesn't bore me. So I think I like it slightly better. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 on it just being a good story. But you have to be prepared for it because, honestly, if I didn't love movie making and just great stories that you don't really see very often in theaters now, I probably would have been more pissed at the fact that, the trailer kind of made me think it's going to be a little more psychological, supernatural with some Guillermo del Toro stuff. They touch a little bit on it when you go into the carny, areas and there's fucking babies in jars and shit, and there's a little bit of creep and mysticism and stuff with tarot cards and things like that. But I think it keeps that more muted. And then obviously it's more the psychological warfare of depravity and just bad people kind of thing, and what can result. So anyways, fascinating story, one that maybe you can wait for, it to come out unless you like the period piece, carnies, and the stories of basically what we just went through. So 8 out of 10 on that one. Let's go ahead. Thank you all so much for joining us. Let's go ahead and jump into the spoiler section for those of you who have already seen the movie or don't care and want to figure out what the hell it is that the film is about and what we're talking about. Okay, so thank you all so much. And, pick up some merch. We got some merch right here. New shirts. Alex's catchphrase. I think it's pretty well done. So links are down below. It directly supports our show and our friend Chad, the artist who does our shirts, and they feel so nice. So, okay, we'll see you in the spoiler section. Hey guys, welcome to the spoiler section for Nightmare Alley. So apparently, you're right. It was based on a book. I guess there was an older one. It's a great story. It's a story about...
Do not piss off a woman.
She'll ruin your life.
She will fuck your life up.
What are you talking about?
Kate Blanchett.
He didn't piss her off. She was a fucked up individual that was playing with him for fun. It don't matter if he would have made her happy or pissed her off. She was just fucking... No. She was going to fuck with him no matter what, I think.
That dinner scene, I don't know. He went a little too deep. He's like, all right, I'm going to get you back, bitch.
God damn, she was holding on to that for that long, and she was going to fucking...
She brought it back up at the end. She's like, well...
Yeah.
Who's powerful now?
Yeah, she shot him. Was like, who's powerful now? You knew I had a gun.
Yep.
Bam. Ruined your entire life.
Yep.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, but he called it at the beginning. He's like, I'm bad and you're bad. We're bad. And he's like,
bad?
yes. Who's bad? She's badder. she's battered. Like
Definitely was.
doing parlor tricks in front of her. Yeah. So this psychiatrist records people. She records her sessions, and he's kind of impressed a little bit because she's got a smoother grift. He says, because he is a mentalist who takes advantage of people through tricks and techniques that he learned from the first act of the film, which is awesome. It's this carnival, carny stuff where you've got Ron Perlman as the strong man. You've got various people here, including Toni Collette and her husband character, who is a kind of a has-been mentalist, and he passes his knowledge down to Bradley Cooper. And Bradley Cooper is, ambitious. There's something in his past that he's sort of running from and trying to make a new life and figure it out. We don't really know what it's going on. Something set it on fire at the beginning.
We
know
there's a body. He lights a body on fire in the very beginning.
And they're like, don't worry, we don't care about your past here, kind of thing. So eventually he mates up with Molly, who he starts to fall for, who is
do you think they handled the fact that they fell in love? I think this was handled so poorly and terrible. I don't believe for 1 second they were just like, man, woman, you guys are in love now. It's like, you need to.
I think that's the point, is that he was never truly in love with her, and you see that later on in the film where she's like, there's a hole in you that I can't fill. I was never going to fill. And it's more the comfort of it, the idea of it, and he was never. They
never set anything up with them whatsoever. He just like even she's stunned. She's like,
oh
wait,
yeah.
What? It's just like for as long as we take with everything in this movie,
they could have done a little more to make it seem like there was more sexual tension or attraction between them. They kind of just.
Or something.
It's like they're meant to come together. He's
exactly
the good-looking guy
saying,
in the
like
carny, and she's the good-looking girl.
Yeah, everyone else just took a back seat besides Bradley and the psychiatrist and Bradley Cooper. Everyone else is kind of.
I disagree because the psychiatrist doesn't even show up in the film, in its first act, and it's not really about all of these other carny characters. I like that it kind of goes and transitions between. A short adventure. He's learning, he's listening, and then he's ambitious, and he has a great moment in his life that he could take advantage of. But in the third act, pushes it way too far, and he deals with the consequences, fucks up his life, lives around him, and he's just a shitty person. He made a shitty decision, and it turns out the big reveal is that he's kind of always been a fucking shitty person.
No, he's killed a bunch of people. I mean, like we see him kill someone really early in the movie. The impression is that he killed someone at the very beginning of the movie because he's dragging a body around in the very beginning. So it's like,
was that his father?
Yeah, that was the father. So it's like we know he's kind of a shitty person. I think the big reveal, the big surprise is, he felt in charge. He always felt like the smartest guy in the room, and he was so arrogant about it that it was really easy for someone to completely and totally manipulate him. And that's what Kate Blanchett did, right?
Yeah.
She's clearly a victim of like savage abuse. She's got cut up and a bunch of stuff. The guy that she wants Bradley Cooper to destroy is a guy who's been cutting up and abusing women the whole time. Yeah. She knows about it. And so it's like, look, Bradley Cooper was just used as a tool.
That's fucking. I fucking didn't make that link. That's great. Because I was like, what is her motivation? Because at one point he's like, you didn't even do this for money. What are you doing this for? For fun? And it's she's using him as a blunt instrument.
Yeah, so it's just like, look, you two you're gonna make this guy miserable. This guy chops up. I don't know if the rich guy was who chopped her up.
Yeah.
But I mean, she had been carved.
Yeah, he
up.
hurts women.
And then he made he looks at the camera, and goes, I hurt women. It's like, oh shit. All right.
Okay, so eventually he makes these rich people believe that he has powers to contact their relatives. At first, it's innocent. He's making tons of money, puts all the money with Kate Blanchett's character, and but eventually it gets them in trouble. The judge and judge's wife that are contacting their son that was in war and died, the judge's wife goes so crazy, she fucking says, let's be with our son, shoots him in the head, shoots herself in the eye, and they die. Towards this conflict where, the rich guy is like, okay, I want to contact this, woman that I lost a long time. I want to see her. And he's like, how the fuck am I going to do this? Convinces Molly who's been loyally by his side the whole fucking time, but yet wary of him taking it too far. Because he takes it too far when, again, the Kate Blanchett's character, psychologist, kind of baits him into it. And he gets in way over his head, and she wants out. In fact, she gets on a bus and is about to fucking leave. And I'm like, oh, thank God. This will stop this whole thing. But God damn it, he goes and pulls her off the fucking bus and convinces her just one last one. Just, let's do this one last thing together.
Last score.
Yeah.
Never ends well.
And so he
Doesn't end
dresses up Molly as this lady from his past. And he's like, as he was explaining what he was going to do, I want to have him kneel down and he's going to pray in front of you. That's not happening. This guy's unpredictable. He's been never told no. So, of course, when he sees this wife, at first he's like, I don't want to go any further. I feel all the blame. And he could have stopped it there. But again, Bradley Cooper Stan presses it way too far and says, let's just, complete it. He could have avoided that whole situation if he just stopped right there. But no, he keeps going, and he realizes as he gets closer, because he's like, get off me. This is a girl from my past. And realizes it's a sham. And at that point, he starts...
told him, too. He's like, look, it's in the cards. Don't do it. He's like, no, I'll fix it.
That's right. The tarot cards did.
And she definitely knows that he killed her husband, too.
Yeah. And so then finally, he calls for his help, this sort of butler guy who's just the bodyguard, essentially, to this rich guy that owes him a lot. Yeah.
Terrible shot.
He's terrible. So he's like firing at him to try to...
Shut up. He's like, is somebody shooting at me?
Well, first he grabs Molly, and he's like, Bradley's like, get your hand off her, and he won't. And so then he starts punching him, but he punches him so hard he fucking caves his face in, kills the guy, and then that's when the bodyguard starts shooting him. Terrible shot. Bradley backs up the fucking car and slams into the bodyguard. Then, for good measure, runs over the bodyguard again, putting it in drive. And
double tap.
Double tap. He fucking killed him and killed even more people. And so now we've got the police on it. And I really like the scene where Molly's like, he's like, all right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bash out the windows. And she just, bam, punches him. Shut up.
I thought he was going to kill her. I was actually a little disappointed that he didn't kill her. Not that I want him to kill her.
He was going to kill her.
Well,
that's not what...
He's gone crazy now.
He's gone crazy, but he's not going to cross that line.
I thought he was.
Well, I mean...
Really? Y'all both thought he was going to kill her?
He killed his father. He killed all of these other people. He's crossed all of the lines.
Yeah, but I'm sure his father was fucking a dick to him, and then he justified these people. These people were coming after us. They were trying to kill us. He, still cares for Molly, but she rightfully punches him in the fucking face. Is like, nah, we're done.
Gets out.
I'm out of this. He escapes, jumps on, a train to avoid the police.
Well, he goes to get the money from.
The most important.
How could I miss that? Yeah, because go ahead, set that one up.
Because he, as an idiot, the entire movie has been keeping all of the money in this psychiatrist woman's office.
Yeah,
and he's like, look. I'm gonna have you hold all the money, which
I don't even know you.
I don't know if you've read a lot of stories or anything, but this is a bad idea. And so what she's done is she gives him a bunch of wads of money, but they're all ones.
Except for the outsides.
Except for the outsides. And then she reveals that it was a ruse, that he was just used as a blunt instrument, and she's
been recording him.
She's been recording him, and she's like, look, you always thought you were the smartest person in the room, and that meant that you had no guard up. I was able to act as your mistress and your mother simultaneously, emotionally manipulate you, get all this other stuff. And now she shoots his ear off.
Deconstructed him, and I just thought
she tore him down.
She's psycho, man. At least I guess
because she's holding on to that rage from what happened.
But that is some fucked up shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, all right, I got you. She is a villain.
I was like,
but good one.
Yeah, it was good one. Yeah, I really like her character.
She doesn't ever get her comeuppance. It's
she got carved up. That was she's a victim here.
Yeah, she's almost like an anti-hero now, where she's fucking people over who try to fuck others over. Anyway, so he manages to escape from that situation. She shoots him in the fucking ear, but the police arrive, and he gets out. He's with some homeless people, and he realizes there's a carnival. Carnies are in town, and he goes to them and goes into the office of the head carny. and he notices the little baby that he saw from the previous William Dafoe-led carnival.
Yep.
And it recalls a scene where William and him were talking, and he was learning from him and stuff. And and in a moment of weakness, William's like kind of telling him his secrets. One of the secrets to get these geeks, these depraved, starving, homeless people that are like beast men.
Yeah.
Like they fucking capture normal people. I mean, it's really bad.
They get them addicted to heroin, and
opium,
and then they
alcohol, and it's a bad situation to be in. And at times, Bradley is seen not necessarily helping them, but feeling sorry for them, having him smoke and trying to get him medical help because the previous geek at that time was in danger, and then but doesn't do anything about it because eventually William Dafoe needs a new geek, and he's training a new geek, and he's like, here's what you do. You get him drunk, you put a little opium in there, and you tell him, like this.
This is temporary.
This is temporary job, and can you be a real geek? You're gonna be the geek, but how badly do you want it? Kind of thing, to get that person hooked and addicted. And so you knew it was coming right there that he was like, nah, man, get out of here. You smell like piss. And I don't need mentalists and shit. Because he's like, look, I've got a 2-hour show, and it's great. And he's like, no, get out. And then he's like, wait a minute. From carny to carny, and then he gets super nice, and you're like, something's up.
It's happening.
It's happening. And he goes, can you handle that? Can you be our geek? And Bradley, this is the fucking line that I was talking about. 2 hours and 30 minutes to make this line hella impactful. And he goes, sir, I was born for it. And he starts fucking laughing and crying simultaneously. Yeah. And it fucking hits. It hits hard because he realizes, man, his life is shit. He's shit. He's a shit human being. He fucked shit up. And he had shit, and now he has nothing. And now this is his life now, kind of thing. And he's like, I was born to be the geek in a sideshow. So
performing his entire life.
Depressing. So we essentially didn't see some limitless pill popping awesome badass. No, instead it was an ambitious person down on his luck that made really wrong decisions in his life and continued to make wrong decisions and was too greedy and eventually
don't get greedy.
Got what he deserved.
Well, don't kill your father. Don't kill a bunch of other people.
Yeah. And don't fucking ruin the lives of other people.
Look, he's showing him around the circus. He's like, all right, this is some good liquor right here. There's some good stuff in the blue box. Yeah. This red box right next to it. They look the same. This is the bad shit. This is poison. Don't drink that.
It's William's fault.
It's right next to this.
In the same bottle.
Be careful.
We put the poison in the exact same bottle as the non-poison.
That was the only writing where I was like, that's dumb as fuck.
I was like, why would you do that? Why would you have these two together?
Because he needed to accidentally kill.
Oh, he wasn't accidentally.
No,
it was purposely. So it's like, because it was purposely, we don't need him to be in the same bottle. He could have just poured the poison jug into the normal bottle. And
they just want to be subtle with it or something?
Yeah, they were subtle with it, and eventually, this comes out when the psychiatrist was, basically gaining information from him, building her case against him, essentially, and recording it all. Yeah, it comes out that he killed.
Because he wanted the book.
You must not read from the book.
Mm-hmm. And that was really cool, too, because it was like, how the fuck do they do this? Well, they have, like, secret languages and the way they talk. Sir, so if you will bring out your pocket watch or something like, I don't know. The way they talk has hidden meanings and coding for communicating to Bradley what exactly they mean, in coded language. So then that's where it's like, aha, I'm getting an R, I'm getting a J as the person that
I can do that too.
Initialed RJ. Yeah.
No. Letter in the alphabet. Is it you?
Yeah.
Bam! It's that simple.
Nice.
It's that simple.
Well, and the previous mentalist husband, Pete, had warned him, don't go too far with this stuff.
Then you start believing your own shit.
You believe your own shit, and you think you're way too confident, and you fuck it up. And that is exactly what happened. Yep. Kind of became his father, said he would never drink, starts drinking. said he would never do this, never. And then she even points it out that you say that word,
the
never.
goddamn doctor.
It's all her fucking
It
fault.
is.
Yeah.
She got
Fucked
no one to
everything up.
drink.
She fucked everything.
fucked everything
No,
up.
it was fucking him that fucked everything up. He took it way too far. Anyways,
She pointed him in that direction.
great film.
She did.
It's good,
She was
interesting
in
story
charge.
with interesting characters.
she was
Whether you
fucking
are in the
great
mood
villain.
for it or would can stand it for 2.5 hours, your mileage will vary. Let us know whether you appreciated it. And yeah, cool. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Again, support us by grabbing some new merch. We got some new shirts up there. The links are down below. Thank you for supporting us, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.